Alright, so I've managed to get it working again, so it's all turning nicely, as you can see. Sorry, it's a bit hard doing it one-handed, but you see the piston going up and down. It's all rotating. I've put it back in the... Alright, so I've oiled everything up. Oops. So I oiled everything up. I've filled this back up with steam oil. I've put the cover back on here. I've put the forward and reverse linkage arms back together. I've put oil back in the bottom. I can show you now that it is turning over. So you can see me turning the shaft, which is now turning. Everything's moving. I think you'll be able to see inside. Piston going up and down. So yes, so what I'm going to do now is put it back into the display module and take it outside and give it a run. So I'll be back shortly. Alright. So I've got this. Take the old screws out. So I'm going to put the fastening screws in, so you can watch me do that. So that's done. I'm not going to connect the propeller. I'm just going to run it on this itself. So I shall take it outside and I shall set it up and I shall be back. Okay, so I've got my little engine out here. What I'm going to do is prep it first. So I'm going to fill the boiler, fill the metho tank with methylated spirits. So I'll just open that up. I've got methylated spirits just from the hardware. And I just have this, which is a funnel, and I just pour it in just a little bit at a time. Until I fill the bottle. So just want to make sure that I'm getting it all. So now when you're doing this, you always want to make sure that you run out of fuel, as in how much liquid is in the meth tank before you run out of water. Oops. And that's full. And that's pretty much all I had anyway. So that's okay. Right. Put a little bit back, see if we can get a bit. Yep. Alright. I'll put the lid back on that. And what happens is I'll show you in a second. Alright, so I'll just nip that up tight. Alright, then I'll sit that in there. Actually in the end, not all the way, but just out a little bit. And then what I want to do, before I go too far. Alright, so I'm cheating. I've pre-boiled the water. So I'm going to pour some water into here. And I'll keep that water, put it out the way. So now I open up the top of the boiler. And using preheated water is better because it makes it quicker to boil and quicker to get steam up. So it's all part of the trick. So we want to fill this nearly to the top. So I'll show you what I do for a trick in a second. So I have a little stick. Put that back in there, and I measure bottom of the tank to there, and then that tells me how much water. So there's about that much water in it at the moment. So I'll dry it off again, just dip it again, always dip it several times to check, and the water level's there. So that's a little bit more than I want. Touch more, not too much. That'll about do it, I think. And like I said, being hot water, I'm using hot water straight out of the kettle. And that is better because it preheats everything for me. So, and it's quicker to boil because it's already boiled. So it won't use as much of the fuel to boil it. Alright, so then we put now, one thing when you're doing this, always make sure you've got extra water, because if something does go wrong, you can pour the water on it to put the fire out. So always have some water handy. Alright, so we've got metho in there, we've got pre-boiled water in here. It's all connected back up together again. So what I'm going to do is I'll put some methylated spirits, which is only a little bit that I've got left, and I'll pour it over these. This is what starts the burn, and I can do it. Alright. And I'll sit that under there, and I'll light it. And I'll stick that under there, which will then now preheat the boiler, and it'll get the actual tank to boil, and the boil vapor goes down along the line and through the tube, which helps to keep it running. And I think we have it running. You can see that. Right, so you might be able to see the flames now. That's the boiler. Alright. So it's heating up the gas chamber on top, this gas chamber, which is boiling the methylated spirits. When it boils, it comes out, this pipe goes down and in a vapour, and then it starts to burn down the actual tube itself, which is what we want. So we just do this for a little while, and you can hear it after a while, you can hear it actually doing its job. So you can see the flames coming from that. Right, we'll have a look and see if we can see underneath. I can see a few flames underneath, so that's good. Alright, so I'll put you back on for a minute, back on the stand, and we'll see. So that's gone out. So I'm just going to check to see if I've got a flame. No, I haven't. Nope. Alright, so I need some more methylated spirits. I'll be back. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some meth in this, on this one. Some meth on this one. And some in the tray, just to help. Alright, and get that under there. A bit windy today, but can't do much about it, but yeah. That's better. I can hear it boiling now, so that's good. Alright. Now move that out the way, and we can move that out the way. Let that go out on its own. Alright, so we now have it boil. The methylated tank is now, methylated spirits tank is now boiling. The boiling vapour comes out through here and comes out underneath, and the flame, and there's a bar on top of the actual flame tube that keeps the heat from the flames, keeps the tank boiling. So it's a reciprocal type thing. So we're now getting some steam, I can hear it. see if there's how much pressure's in there. Nothing yet, not enough. So the hot water's not boiling yet. This is the wait time, where you wait for the boiler to boil and create steam. And we've got a pressure relief valve up here, and then the steam goes through here and into the oil chamber, where it picks up the oil and goes out through the motor. So now I remember why that's not there, so that I can operate that lever. Okay. Now I remember. There we go, see? Because the steam comes out of here, and if it's in there, I can't operate the forward and reverse lever. So. Just looking, here we go, we've got some steam. It's getting close because it's heating up there, which is good. So we've got some warmth there. Alright, so we're getting close. Alright. So we've now got some steam into the engine. I can see it's coming through here, and I'm now going to preheat the engine just by adding some steam through the motor, letting it go through. Alright, so I don't know whether you can see or not. Alright, got some steam coming out of here. So we're just about ready to go. Bring you around this side so you can see a bit better, see what's going on. Right, so just gonna, there we go, we've just about got it ready to run. There we go, and she's running. So So we'll build up a little bit more steam. So what I've done is I've pre-warmed the motor, which means I've got all the steam coming through everywhere, in the cylinders, through the block and everywhere, and it's into the condensation tank here also. And there we go. And she's a runner. Woohoo! So that's the first time it's run in 10 years. Probably a bit over 10 years. Oh, there you go. That's my homemade little steam engine. Woohoo! We'll go reverse. Give it a bit. Build up a bit more steam pressure. And away she goes. Alright, so we'll build up a bit more steam pressure in the boiler. So what I'm doing now is building up more pressure in here, and the more pressure it has coming out, the faster the motor will run. So give it a so get it back so it's just turning. Oh, not quite. So I'll take you off here and I'll show you a bit more. Okay. Okay. Here's my little engine running nicely. Steam coming out. And around this side, so you can have a look. And slow it down, stop it, put it in the opposite direction, and away it goes. How's that? Not bad for the first time in 10 years. Beautiful little engine. Oh yeah. And it's made for a 4'6" steam tug. Alright, so we'll get up a bit more pressure. This will run on one lot of fuel and water. It'll run approximately 25 minutes. So that's not too bad, I think. see how slow we can get it to run. No, not yet. Alright, so we'll just get some more pressure up. And like I said, I'm not connecting it to the propeller or anything like that for the moment. I just want to make sure that it runs properly and how it should. Because as I said, it hasn't been run for many years, so I've just pulled it all to bits, given it a clean, degreased it all, put all new oil in it everywhere, cleaned everything up, and now giving it a run. So yeah. Oh, look at that. That's pretty much flat out. That's flat out. Woohoo! Alright, I'm just going to oil everything up again. Put a bit more oil on the pistons and everywhere, because I don't want anything getting damaged. That's a beautiful little engine. Alright, so I've just removed the boiler, the actual methylated spirits boiler, and blown the flame out. So now I'm just going to let it drain steam on its own. So thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video, something else.